More baseball talk too, but now Canada's national summer sport. The St. Catharines Junior A Athletics regular season begins Wednesday night at home, Canada Games Park, and this season is a big one.
Everybody's talking, the buzz ain't just a beer. Radio man keeps saying this could be our year. Hold up headlights, team colors across the lawn. Don't matter where you're coming from, we're here to get it gone. It's that hometown crowd, yeah, it's in our blood. And even when the clock runs out, we still raise the cup. It ain't about that hat trick, home run, or big first down. Just looking for a little something we can rally around. Courtside or on the couch, we still get loud.
Good evening and welcome to Whitby game number 5 here in this fantastic series between the Whitby Warriors and St. Catharines Athletics. Due to the fact that these two teams went head-to-head yesterday, I'm Matthew Carrick alongside Eric McDougall. A look at how St. Catharines tied things up late in the game yesterday. A cross-crease pass and a goal, from Gavin Howard. And then in the overtime, second game of the series to go the distance after Tyden Redlick was phenomenal. In the overtime period, it's Whitby going back the other way. And Nolan Byrne, who has been absolutely snake bit throughout this series, going to get his first of the series in perfect timing, Eric.
Yeah, this is one of the series. If you haven't been tuned into any games this season, this is the one to join in. One of the most electric series so far in this first round. Whitby and the St. Catharines, and tonight's just going to be a dogfight for both these teams. Both tied series. Warriors went up early. Athletics went back to take a 2-1 lead, and Warriors got it last night, as we just saw. Tonight is going to be a bloodbath.
Going to be a great one indeed. There are 32 grads between these two teams that we'll talk about, all wanting to continue their season here in the playoffs. Whitby wearing their white uniforms, and a big hit there, stepping up Nathan Fear into the face of Ben Cromer. Ball is going to roll the way of Whitby.
Physicality's already coming quite out through the front door of this game, and it's going to only get bigger and bigger as we go on.
Lucas Littlejohn over to Byrne, tries that twist shot. Looks very reminiscent of the one that he scored on in that game yesterday. Already some jawing at the officials here as they work it back down into Whitby's end for the first time. Tyden Redlick is in net. Sidearm shot that hits off a defender and will bounce up top. Brought back down by Colton Armitage. He slots in along with Trent Meridian for two huge omissions for the St. Catharines team. No Keaton Zavitz for the first time in his Junior A career, and no Ty Steenhouse. Otherwise, the same lineup going for Steve Toll.
It'll be interesting to see what the Athletics can do here without their captain. Obviously, they're going to rally around, try to continue so he can come back healthy and continue playing. But they really have to dig in deep here, as Zavitz is such a key player, part of this team.
Julian Belair from the outside, no shot, 10 left to go. He'll give back to his captain, Lucas Littlejohn. Shot there, Ty Wilson, makes the stop. He also has been fantastic through the series. Here's Chuck Rawson. Big jab step, that sidearm shot will skip off the end boards. Doesn't get all the way back out. Howard back after it. Redlick coming out of his crease to make a pick that wasn't needed. Exact same roster that ran yesterday for the Warriors. Second time in this series that these two teams will go back-to-back. Did so in games 2 and 3, and now here in 4 and 5. Jack Oldman to Ryan Langill. He'll flip to Byrne over the shoulder. Picked up. Littlejohn turns and fires, and Wilson kicks it into the corner. Ari Steenhouse got there first. Battle for it, no possession. Now finally picked up St. Catharines. Steenhouse may have got away with a Extra shove down in the corner. Oldman, the interception at center, will give a fresh 30 here to Whitby.
Yeah, Whitby's just already coming out really hot. They've had multiple shots on Ty Wilson tonight, and they've had a quick little steal there to turn over, and they're right back in the offensive zone.
Here's Oldman, cross floor. Soroketti falls, as did Littlejohn, Fair without a stick. Allows Langill to walk right past him and open the scoring.
And there's a quick goal. That's what the Whitby needs, and frankly, what either of these teams need. And it was a great play there. He came in quick, made a quick move, and just tucked it right past Ty Wilson there with a beautiful goal to get things started here at home for Whitby. As you take another look at it here, just works up top, fakes a little pass, and just drives right down the middle. Puts it right at the 5-hole with a nice little bouncer. Ty Wilson's going to want that one back, but for Whitby, this is crucial for them to get things rolling quick, fast, and hard here at Iroquois Park.
You know, we get a chance to go down and, talk to the two teams, judge how they're feeling. I sensed a lot of disappointment on the St. Catharines bench. Do we have a lineup miscue here? No, I think maybe a helmet issue for Kyle Poulter.
Definitely want to make sure that thing's strapped on properly with how hard these balls go flying here tonight.
And how hard these two teams playing. Whitby drawing first blood, but for St. Catharines, not just losing two big players for them, but upset that they couldn't close it out at home last night. And now trailing by one. We've seen in the last two games, goals hard to come by, especially in the first period. So a big one definitely for Whitby. Cross crease, Jameson Bucktooth looking their back door for Zachary Toll.
Yeah, it looked like a Whitby defender got their stick on that, just pushed it right out. Athletics another chance here in the O-zone.
Littlejohn already on the board here with his first point. And when he's on, leads this Whitby offense, the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League scoring champion. Rawson just skipped past his stick. Max Weatherup quickly on him to push him in the corner. Back towards the crease. The bouncer is in. Just sneaks under the crossbar. And we're all tied up.
What a goal there from number 33, Chuck Rawson. He just sneaked himself right in there as we take a quick look here. Picks it up outside the zone and just works right in. Makes a little move, all one-handed, and just twists that stick right down to his offside and tucks it right past Tyden Redlick. And it's all back to one here. Both teams just fighting so hard early here.
In a game full of graduating overage players, Max Weatherup, the rookie, has been pretty good offensively for Whitby. Stuck back on defense there, and Rawson takes advantage. Lucas Nielsen, the hero here in game 4, scored the overtime winner, or 3, to send it back to Whitby. Picks up his first assist of the game along with Jameson Bucktooth. Question in the chat, Jonah, I'm sorry, I can't answer that. Unbiased member of the media today. Wants to know who I've got going all in, but if you're watching live, one of these about 800 or so people who are, feel free to lend your voice. Julian Belair straight down the middle. Wilson will collapse over top of it. 1-1 score here, 4 minutes in. Rawson slams in the brakes out in the restraining line. Just missed the cutting Trent Meridian, who hasn't played a ton. I think the first game of these playoffs. And Bucktooth tried to shovel it back in that direction. Lefty back here for Rawson. His shot knocks Redlick down to his knees, and we talked in the last 2 games about coaching staff of this athletics team wanting Rawson to shoot more, already with 3 here in the early going. Tristan Stewart slotted back in the lineup for game number 4. Byrne will circle the crease as Stewart sets a screen in front. Goal and a couple assists for number 15. Outside shot. Littlejohn may have had the corner if not for the shrug of the shoulder from Wilson. Ball did go out of play though, so we'll stay right here. Byrne to Littlejohn. Lucas Littlejohn wants to shoot again, this time looking for the far side of the net, and just missed there as well. Langill can't hold the line. Ryan Barker over top of it. He looks for the bouncer, and Redlick, no room in the 5-hole.
Today's game is just shots, shots, shots. With both the closest games, or recent games, being quite low scoring. It's just get as many shots on net. You know your defense is going to lock it down, so just keep firing away.
Little John off the bench again. He'll go to Julian Belair this time. And again, we'll see who's got the legs going on back-to-back days. And only a day's rest in between that, too, as we were back and forth. Belair takes the outside shot. No feeling out process needed here. This is the 7th matchup of the season, 5th here in the series. Final game is this first round. It is best of 5. It'll work back to Colton Armitage. Armitage in the middle, stumbling. Cody Innes. And that one made it through to Redlick, but bounced right back into the stick of Luke Robinson. Eddie Faraday to Little John off the bench. Some hacking and whacking going on the far side. And a big chop just inside the line. Robertson goes down at the hands of Cromer. And our first penalty of the game coming up to the Whitby Warriors.
Yeah, Cromer doesn't look too pleased with that, but right now you just got to feel out how the refs are feeling tonight. Take those penalties early on, better than late. Obviously, you don't never want to get a penalty, but if you're going to do it, might as well do it early. As we take. As Whitby starts to line up here and they're on the penalty kill, trying to shut things down. The Athletics are dangerous as Buck Toot's going to run this offense here. And
Rawson outside scores. Took all of 15 seconds on the power play.
Athletics have got to be happy with that, and Rawson grabs his second so far. As we take a look at the goal. Sorry, here, running it from up top. Just a little scramble there for the Warriors as they got tied up, and Rawson just has a contested lane. He shoots right around the falling Whitby defender, and he nets it to grab that lead right back from the Warriors.
Chuck Rawson not about to have his season end here today, already with a pair of goals. After being relatively quiet in this playoff series. Out from the corner. Outside shot, Innes. Had that saved by Redlick. Max Taylor. He'll pick it up. Back to the near side, Weather up, now Little John trailing. Lucas Little John to Langeal off the bench. Spin move, Byrne all by himself on the crease. He scores! What a move!
What a way to get that goal right back quick. You know, you got one down on the penalty kill, and you just want to get it right back, and Byrne just does it all. As you take a look here, spins off his defender, walks on the crease, and a little twister to his offhand just puts it right around Ty Wilson, just to tie this game right back, and Byrne's going to be really happy with that. The Warriors bench is fired up. And they're right back to the face-off square, all again. There's going to be a game that's going to be fast, quick, and energetic, and we see that early here in the first 7 and a little bit minutes here.
Pair of goals from Rawson, a graduating player, one from Byrne, who again has been snake bit throughout this series. Just his second goal after he was the overtime hero just a little over 24 hours ago. Owen Lee. He'll go to the outside here for Max Weatherup. Little John, his second. Langeal in there as well. He's got a pair of points now. Outside shot, Soroketti. That one's going to skip wide of the net and bounce back into Whitby's bench. Fresh 30 seconds coming up to St. Catharines. On the run, Zachary Toll forced to his wrong side. He finds a man circling the crease. Played back. Toll gets knocked down. And looked like he was a bit slow getting up, but he is upright and all the way down, all by himself, Ethan Lee. St. Catharines bench calling for the crease call. They'll settle for the loose ball with Chuck Rawson.
The save there by Ty Wilson, just getting his right shoulder off just to sneak that ball, because that was going top left for sure.
Rawson here from the boards. Calling for it while cutting through Gavin Howard at the side of the crease. Innes being worked over by Robinson, couldn't get a shot. It'll bounce back off the glass. Max Taylor plays it for Whitby. Both teams making changes. Tapper leaving it there for Little John. Miscommunication, but only momentarily. Stewart to the outside for Byrne. Wants to head to the crease again. This time no room to run. Ari Steinhaus in front of him. Little John will cut back, looking for that corner again. And it's just off the arm of Wilson, but fresh 30 seconds coming Whitby's way. Tapper far side on the run, Stewart. Little John looking to pass, gets it right to Byrne, who didn't have much room to either accept the pass or shoot. Still managed to do both, but Wilson keeps it in front of him. Jamison Bucktooth, a little high step as he comes in. 19 seconds away from the halfway mark of this first period. All knotted up at 2. Bucktooth shoot past Owen Lee. Bouncer back in front of Whitby's bench, knocked down out of the hands of Toll. Oldman will run after it.
Whitby's been really good with getting their sticks in the lanes of the passing. I think it's the second or third cough up there from the Athletics on the hands of Whitby stick.
Jesso sets the screen, Belair cuts through and scores.
Man, Warriors are really, really full of chemistry here tonight, and it seems like all the goals are dishes in front of the crease, just making movement, losing the defenders, and sneaking in as we take a look at this last goal here. You see he pulls his defender out and just dishes it to the cutting number 6, Julian Belair, and he just tucks it right away, and that's the end of the game so far for the Warriors. Most of their goals, if not all of them, have been inside cutting players, just getting close in the crease and just using their stick to bend it around Ty Wilson.
Ty Wilson, Zachary Toll, part of a huge entry draft for the St. Catharines Athletics about 2 years ago, where they had, I believe, 4 first-round picks. Some of those traded this year to stock up, as they will be in the Minto Cup as the host team. Josh Ford leading ahead to Lucas Nielsen. Had to shoot well, jumping, running out of real estate. But Redlick there to cover it up. Byrne behind his back to Weatherup. Can feel the electricity here, not just because Provincials have been in the building or the Brooklyn Merchants before this one. Ryan Langill cutting through the net. Got collided with as Max Weatherup takes a couple whacks here. One of those called by the official. Langill diving. He gets hit and will get the stoppage and the penalty. First one of the day coming up here to St. Catharines.
This is a huge opportunity for the Warriors here to kind of get one here and maybe try to slip away from the Athletics. Now we have a penalty both sides, and it's going to be interesting. Warriors have been really good cutting, so having not a man to cover on there, having the extra man allow for a lot of opportunities just getting close on Ty Wilson and do some magic. As we take a look at the penalty, just right up in there. So a couple chops there, you just can't do that, especially when he's already holding his hand.
Initial outside shot. Wilson the save. Rebound goes in.
That's one he's going to want back, is not the greatest rebound control there, just leaving it wide open. Defenders for St. Catharines thought he still had it, and they didn't really pressure it there. As we take a look, just kind of ball was off. He thought it went behind him, and number 6 there with the second, Julian Belair, grabs it and just tucks it away. Definitely want to erase that one from your memory going on, but the Warriors are going to try to hold on to that one for a while, because got them a 2-goal lead here about halfway through the first period.
That one takes just 8 seconds out of the power play. Julian Belair scoring to now make it 4-2. His second goal in succession. Two of them within a minute, as now crashing in. Trying for a shot, Ben Cromer. Back to the crease. Max Weatherup. And a chop in the crease. Byrne gave it to his man. And going to go back to the box. Another one that probably isn't going to sit well with the coaching staff. Rawson up top. Extra attacker out. St. Catharines scored twice in this situation yesterday. Bucktooth back across. Straight through, looking for the quick stick. That one wide of the net. Shot clock continues to tick down. Outside, here's Bucktooth now. Ball winging for the Athletics. They look off Armitage and go up top to Rawson. Redlick will make the save with that left hand that was dynamic yesterday. Ball rolls back into the crease and will get the penalty.
That's just a penalty. It's unfortunate to take, and the coaching staff, as you said, is not going to be happy with that one. You know, he's in the crease and you slash at him. It's just not something you do. He seems trying to be talking to the ref, but it's not going to go. That's so clear cut. I just want to take a quick look. If you're watching that quick before the penalty sequence there, the Athletics ball movement has been phenomenal so far in this game. They're probably one of the best in the league at it. It just seems like everywhere they want the ball, there's someone open, and it's getting moved around a lot, which is really confusing, especially down a man on the penalty kill.
Down to the crease. Bucktooth taking top spot. He'll shoot down Main Street. Redlick there to meet it. They put Lucas Nielsen down on the crease, normally the spot of Ty Stainhouse. Remember, the graduate who wears number 9, not in the lineup today for St. Catharines. Littlejohn finds a cutter in Tryson Stewart. Scored just like that yesterday in his return to the lineup, but not this time. Rawson waiting for it in front of the penalty box where Byrne is waiting to return. With minute 10 left. May have been over and back, but official says no. Chuck Rawson. The return pass here. Rawson back across, big screen through the middle, knocked down Tapper. And that's going to give it right back to Whitby with less than a minute left in the penalty, with under 6.5 to go in the period. Warriors leading by 2. That's the one thing, Eric, that neither team has really been able to do, is get any momentum offensively here in this series. And you just kind of feel it shifting Whitby's way. Nearly another connection there between Belair and Littlejohn. Yeah,
lots of low-scoring tilts here in this series. And you just got to applaud the defense there. They're really locking it down. You know, when you can't score, you just got to make sure they're not going to score on you. And we've seen that already. It's only 4-2, but it's definitely looking a little more scoring fulfilling here in this matchup in Game 5.
It took 12 to win the first 2 matchups, 12-7, 12-5. Shots, by the way, already showing 13-11 in favor of Whitby. Ethan Lee. He'll cross center and slow things down. That'll be enough to get Byrne back on the floor for Whitby. He'll stay on and join the offense with Littlejohn giving it to Ty Jesso. Gabriel Soroketti looking back for his captain, had that poked away. Nearly intercepted on the outlet. Now it is from Byrne, the twister. Save made by Wilson. Rebound up for grabs, far side. Sutter Pilon, first one into the corner. Got it away from Soroketti, but then Jesso was there to steal it back. Nolan Byrne looks a bit more mobile than yesterday. We still see the tape on the right leg, but I mean, he could barely move in that third period and still came up with the OT winner. Soroketti for Langeal. Brace on one leg, tape on the other. This is the OJLL playoffs. Ty Jesso couldn't handle the pass, knocked down by Sutter Pilon. That's why there's no over and back, and now launched by Soroketti up out of play. Soroketti, one of 12 graduating Whitby players whenever their season comes to an end. 20 on the roster of St. Catharines. Cutting in, Colton Armitage has that one bounce away. Not in the game, Isaac Prantera. Ty Stainhouse, Keaton Zavitz, Ethan Fisher, Kyle McMillan, and Jacob Wright. Near side, Colton Armitage. He's one of those as well. Back to the corner. Turning and firing, Lucas Nielsen. Off the foot of Redlick, up out of play. Fresh 30 seconds for the A's. With just about 4 minutes left here in this opening period.
A lot of the A's shots going low, just trying to sneak it past the ankles of the goaltender Whitby for Whitby, tied in Redlick. Just going to try to continue. I don't know if there's been they do some studying, but so far he's been pretty locked down low. But they're still going to try to hammer out of it, try to just sneak one by.
A lot of those shots going to that left foot, as Keelan Pilon mentioned yesterday. Chuck Ross is going to cut back again, reminiscent of his first goal. This one bounces wide of the crease. Shot clock to 15 as Nielsen brings it up over the top. Outside here, Ross is going to try one more time through the middle off a defender. Bounces wide of the net. Ross then overran it. Battling in behind the net with Nicholas Belmonte. Those two will go their separate ways. Oldman to center. Littlejohn, the captain, slowly brings it back into the offensive zone. Off the bench, Jesso to Littlejohn. Cross floor, Byrne. Has room to cut to the net, over the shoulder. Faked it, capped. Oh, off Wilson, up out of play.
Byrne has been so mobile here tonight, just really working as much as he can, slipping through defenders and trying to get in really close along the crease.
Again, a graduating senior player has renounced his final year of NCAA eligibility to enter the draft on September 6th. That should shake some things up after his incredible offensive season here in his final year of junior eligibility.
At just over 100 points, about 50 goals and assists to mark up that total.
On the run, sidearm from up top, Zachary Toll meets Redlick in the crease. Owen Lee going to run it back over center, out there with Ethan Lee. It's going to be the latter that heads off, the former staying on to set screens for Littlejohn. Ball outside, Soroketti swim move. Pilon going to keep him at bay. Soroketti over the top now to Littlejohn, who wants a lane to the net. Flips it back to Belair, walks in. Up to meet it, Wilson. Rebound, Littlejohn gets stuffed. Still recovers, keeps the ball, and he'll come back to the restraining line. Off goes Owen Lee. On comes Nolan Byrne. Under 2 minutes left here in the first period. From the corner, Langeal. Wanted to flip it back to Byrne. Does so. Hard shot off the leg of Wilson. It bounced back towards the restraining line. And Logan Fletcher picks it up. Has a man behind everybody. Knocked down by Belair. Can't find the trailer. Well falling Belair kicks it to Weatherup. What a play. Max Weatherup from the corner. Jack Oldman out now. Only one lefty. It's in the stick of Tryson Stewart. They'll put him on an island along with Nathan Fear. Outside shot, Weatherup. Into the midsection of Wilson. He'll keep it in his crease. Chuck Rossi. Less than a minute to go now. Has a man off the bench. It's Colton Armitage cutting through. Rawson over the top will go to the far side. Quick stick back to Bucktooth and down off the back of the net. Rippled the mesh. Had a few folks cheering here in-house. But Tapper's got it back over center. Whitby can't run the clock out. 18, now 15 left on their shot clock and be about 7 seconds left for St. Catharines. Big screen through the middle, knocked down Tapper. Over the shoulder again from Byrne. Looks like he's regained his mojo. Found it on the bus somewhere coming back from St. Catharines, as timeout will be called here by Steve Toll and the Athletics.
Yeah, it almost seems as Byrne is just somehow always ending up with the ball really in close on the crease here in the first period, just trying to do everything to continue running up that score, try to just continue building a lead that they have here in the first. And the Warriors have just been so good as well on the turnover, on the off-ball game. I feel like what's kind of setting them apart right now from the Athletics is the amount of turnovers they are causing, whether that be a stick in the passing lane, bodying out their offensive man in the neutral zone, just doing as much as they can to make sure they have the ball more than the Athletics, and it's reflecting in the score as they are up by 2 with 20 or just under 20 to go here in the first.
Well, I don't know if he's in the back of the bird or not, but shout out Pat Gregoire watching this somewhere about 30,000 feet up. Send me a picture from the airplane. We've got Andrew and Ariel watching at the cottage in Coldwater from Sudbury. A number of people I know from out west and all over tuning into this great battle here in Whitby. Over 1,000 of our closest friends here on a Sunday night. Chuck Ross in final play for St. Catharines, far side. Knockdown, Bucktooth, that gets blown up. And no shot here for Nielsen. Although he did take it still, and sticks are going to come up here between him and Tapper. And that'll be enough to close out the period. Tyden Redlick motioning for his Warriors teammates to follow him off the floor. They lead 4-2 after 1.
It has been just a back and forth game here. Almost reminiscent of Pong. If you close your eyes, you might be able to hear that. Just a little souped up version of it. But it really has just been a battle on both ends. Would be starting to pull away a little bit, but I wouldn't write the Athletics off at all at this point. They're still in this. Their offense is still running at crazy velocity. Their ball movement is unreal. And it's just going to really come down to see what happens in these locker rooms, what the coaches want to say to keep these boys riled up, keep them wanting to come out here and just battle hard.
I want to remind you how the first round has gone so far. It will end tonight, whether it's Whitby or St. Catharines moving on. Orangeville took care of KW in 3 straight. Toronto Beaches took care of Mimico 3 straight. Same story, Peterborough over Six Nations, the only lower seed to win so far in the first round. How it works in round number 2 is we reseed. So Orangeville awaits. If St. Catharines win tonight, it would be Orangeville, St. Catharines, and then Toronto, Peterborough. If it's Whitby that wins, Orangeville will face Peterborough, and then Toronto and Whitby would be round number 2. And then we await the schedule. The best way to find that is to download the official Ontario Junior Lacrosse League app from your favorite app store, and follow at the OJLL on social media as the second round schedule starts to become available. And of course, subscribe here to the YouTube channel and like the video, share it around. The algorithm will be more apt to share things like this, and of course you won't miss any of the action as we head towards the Minto Cup in St. Catharines. That'll be August the 16th through to the 24th here in the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League playoffs. The run to the Minto is on. 8 minutes until the second period. Going to be a good one here in Whitby. 4-2, the Warriors lead. We'll be right back shortly.
Gatorade. With electrolytes to help replenish what's lost in sweat, carbs to help fuel your working muscles, and fluids to help you hydrate. Scientifically formulated so you never stop competing.
Let's go, raise up one time, go get it, it's yours, let's shine, come on.
Rehydrate, replenish, refuel. Gatorade.
You can catch the fun with lacrosse, Canada's national summer sport. Everyone can experience the excitement of lacrosse, where fun meets fitness and friends are made. Lacrosse is one of the youngest organized sports children can play. And with 66 clubs throughout Ontario, everyone can get in on the fun. Visit playlacrosse.com. Our interactive map will help you find a lacrosse club in your area. Join the Ontario lacrosse community today. Ask a parent before going online.
Teams making their way back onto the floor to start the second period here in Whitby in this decisive game number 5 of this best of 5 series. Matthew Carrick alongside Eric McDougall and the JVI Sports Network. Shout out to Gary Morrison, by the way. When the game ended yesterday, we were not going to be doing this and work the phone lines. The time change did help. I'll be honest with that. It was supposed to start at 4, ended up being 7:30, but got the crew together, got Eric in here, and being able to bring this to you. So if you're thankful for that, JVI Sports Network is where you can pass on that with the help of the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League, and happy to bring it to you as well. Couldn't do the rest of the series without this final game, and of course we're going to be doing more in the next round as well, so be sure you subscribe here. I mean, nothing more to say. Great period yet again, Eric, here in this series between these two teams.
Yeah, some top-notch lacrosse is being played between these two teams, and it surely only get better as the game goes on, as the stakes get a little higher as the time starts to dwindle down for who's going to be able to make it onto the second round in the OJLL playoffs as the Athletics take the face-off.
Josh Ford running it around. He did not play in game number 3. Very disappointed, Steve Toll, about that decision, but slotted back in last night and playing again here today on back-to-back days. Zachary Toll. He'll give to Armitage. Toll through Meridian. Low shot. Rawson had 2 goals in that first period. Bucktooth behind his back to Rawson again. It's taken in towards the end boards. Chuck Rawson still looking for it. Toll will... tied up, lets it roll, and Jack Oldman, as it so often is, the guy who brings it across the line for the Warriors. 105 still around from the Minto Cup winning team of 2022, including Gabriel Soroketti and Lucas Littlejohn, who are out there right now. Littlejohn shot. Wilson not sure where it is. Finally rolls down his arm, but will stay in the orange carpet.
Wilson's had a couple of those this game where the ball kind of hits him a weird spot and just rolls in a direction that he doesn't know where it's going. And one of those ended up as a goal for Whitby. He tries to kind of eliminate from that as the game goes on.
Ball picked up here by Ethan Lee. He'll take off. Now gives to Littlejohn coming off the bench. This is the 50th season of Whitby Warriors lacrosse. Commemorative program handed out at the door prior to today's game with a list of alumni who've gone on to big things, a list of all the graduates. Pretty good keepsake, actually. Soroketti being double teamed here late in the shot clock. Would love to keep the anniversary party going here today.
Wouldn't that be special?
Brooklyn Merchants were on the carpet just before this one. That's why the carpet is down. They're hosting the President's Cup. Here coming up August 24th to 31st. Trent Meridian. Thought about shooting. Will keep and go to the far side. Toll circles the net. It'll bounce off a stick and come back to Redlick. Tapper now. Across the center. Julian Belair. Former Orangeville Northman back to a former Brampton Excelsior. To Soroketti, to Belair in the middle. Littlejohn. It'll roll back to Byrne, who will pull out. Ryan Langio missed the first 2 games of this series. Slotted back in a big way for game number 3. Belair to the outside. Littlejohn, Langio now. Wait for Soroketti to clear out. That allows the double team to come in on Langio and Ryan Barker. In his grand season, went after Langio, and they'll just wait out the shot clock in behind the St. Catharines net. Trent Robertson quickly to Innes, through Nielsen to Bucktooth. Waiting up top was Gavin Howard, wasn't really ready for that pass. Excuse me, it's Armitage who got hit by Lee. Nielsen walking through the middle. Redlick looks behind him, sheds his glove, and it's caught up on his pad somewhere.
What a save that was. It looked like it was going to be past him, but the back of his heel just was able to grab it and get stuck right in their pad. Definitely Going to be thanking that pad after the game, just giving a couple little pats on the back there. Saving one early here.
Tryson Stewart from the restraining line through Ty Jessup. Now back to Little John again on the run, in and out of his stick. And Josh Ford off to the races, going to run past everybody, looking low on Redlick. He'll make the catch. Kept off the line by the wooden summer stick of the San Diego Seals draft pick. Soroketti to Belair. Little John again. Nolan Byrne, everybody clears out. Looked like he had a lane to the net. Elects to shoot from the outside instead. And rebound will roll back to Belair, who will pick up. Soroketti quickly to Byrne. Backdoor cut from Belair. Pass bounced off the defender, Ari Steinhaus. Steinhaus back after, I believe that's Belair who got in the corner first. Ball popping out of his stick. Picked up by the A's. 5 minutes gone in this scoreless second period. Whitby leading 4-2 after the first, scored 4 off 19. 2 off 14 for the Athletics in that opening frame. Zachary Toll cutting in the middle. The little give and go action from St. Catharines. Pulls them back within one.
That's what the Athletics were looking for a little bit in the end of that first period, was just something to get in close on Tide and Redlick and just try to get away. As we take a look here, just grabs the ball up top and he just dishes it off and is able to cut right back in. No defender in sight. Works on the crease and just able to put it top right on Redlick. A lot of shots have been going low on Redlick, but going up top seems to be working. As we maybe we'll see a little shift in where these shots are going to go from the Athletics, but got to be happy for that if you're Zachary Toll.
Both sides really looking down low. A lot of shots in the 5-hole area of Wilson and down by the feet of Redlick, but you're right, another one up top on a pretty give and go play. Zachary Toll. Nathan Fear and Chuck Rawson being credited with assists. That's Rawson's third point on the 3 goals the A's have scored today. Ryan Barker picks it up. He's headed to the net. Was looking for the top corner. And now quickly, Innes in front of the St. Catharines bench. Defenders closing in on him. They continue to change. Over there on the visitor side. Innes to Bucktooth, a little bit off that shot as there was a man in his face and Redlick was already down to meet it. Here's Soroketti. Outside Little John, Robinson. Back for Stewart, he wheels over the top, shoots. Bouncer just wide, it's gonna come off the glass. Back for Robinson, kept it on side, but everybody had headed to the bench. Facing 4 St. Catharines players. Back in the defensive end, Meridian. To Rawson. One final change here to bring Innes onto the floor. Colton Armitage backs out. Here for Toll. Cross floor, Rawson, they ask him to shoot, he does. Redlick was down to meet it as it rolls back for Weatherup. He'll give to Tapper. Weatherup and Tapper slowing things down. 7 minutes into this second period. Nolan Byrne. He wants to shoot, did so and hit the post as it's going to roll past Weatherup. They just give him the reset, so no over and back as that was all rebound. Byrne, cross floor, Little John. Looking for Tapper cutting through. Hard check into the boards there on Robertson, who will now go down at the bottom of the pile. Robertson still on all fours as Weatherup walks away from the scene.
That was a big hit right to the boards, and all of a sudden you have 3 defenders on you. There's not much you can do there, but just try to hold on to that ball as best as you can.
And Trent Robertson is an absolute beast, so if he's staying down, there's definitely a reason for it. Had to play defense on Nolan Byrne, who was coming downhill quickly. And Robertson feeling it as he comes off the floor now. Man, this has been a rough series. Here's Nielsen. Steps back, steps in. Another one that rolled through the legs there, almost of Redlick. Caught him looking behind him.
Yeah, almost squeaked through there, but he was able just to really flex his back there and stop it before rolling in. Seen him do that a couple times here tonight, a handful of times throughout the series.
Langio up top for Littlejohn. No Robertson on this exchange, although it'll bounce off a player right in front of Ari Steinhaus. He's on his horse. Down on a partial breakaway, kicked out by Redlick.
What a save there for Redlick. Just shut down the momentum. Athletics at a 1-0. You need to shut it down for your team, and he does it there. Just bring the momentum right back into the Warriors' court.
It's like Robertson still trying to shake it off over on the bench. Not out there defensively as Byrne will lower his shoulder into center. Pilon get to the crease. Pardon me, it's Langio who will score.
And that's just the goal that just fires up your squad. Just uses all your body. Make sure you defend your stick from the multiple defenders swinging on him. He's able to just tuck it away, and the Warriors have momentum again as we take a look at this goal. Just works to the side, and yeah, he just drives his shoulder straight through his defender, and second one gets on his back, and he's able just to walk along that crease, do a little sidearm while following goal, and that's just a lacrosse goal right there. That's a lacrosse play. That is just all body, all finesse, and Whitby has got that two-goal lead they had early in the period back.
That's a second for Langio. Third point for Belair now. Second assist for Gesso. The combination. Gesso drops it off in the corner for his captain. 30 seconds away from the halfway mark of regulation time. High shot from Littlejohn over top of everything. Bounces right back to Logan Fletcher, who will clear center. Comes streaming off the St. Catharines bench. Toll, first one of them all. Hard rip there. Just missed wide. Fletcher keeps it onside. Now played down from the corner. Big rebound. Stepping tall was Redlick on Armitage.
Great poise in the net there by Redlick. He kind of stumbled back on that Toll shot. If it was on net, it may have went in, and then he was able to face two quick shots right after that and just shut it down between the pipes.
To Byrne, in again. Thought the officials were going to talk about it, but just coming in to make sure everything stays where it is.
Yeah, there's no question now that Byrne is back, as I believe he's got 3 so far in this game, and he's just on a roll here tonight, just as he puts that one in with finesse. As we take a look here, he gets free and walks in. It's another twister offhand, and he has Ty Wilson just sprawling there to try to get any piece of that shot, but there's not much you can do when Byrne's coming down Main Street and just has all the angles on you.
Byrne scoring his second of the game. Delayed penalty coming up here off the face-off. It's going to be to Whitby. Toll with it now. Bucktooth out to the far side. It'll come back quickly to Nielsen. Hard shot coming from Rawson. That hits off the leg of Robert Baxter, and we'll get the whistle and the cross check. A's will go to their third power play of the game. Got the goal from Chuck Rawson earlier in this one as Redlick asks for a water break before this start of the power play.
Baxter is having a couple words there with the official on if his penalty was truly one, but look, he got another cross-checking penalty here as the Athletics try to get another one here on the power play. They've been really good this year so far, especially in this series. I believe they have 2 before this game to be able to just get that goal back, take the opportunity that's at hand, and make this game a little tighter than it is right now.
Again, we await the schedule for round number 2, this Ontario Junior Lacrosse League semifinals. Best way to find that is OntarioJuniorLacrosse.com or on the official Ontario Junior Lacrosse League app. Download it from your favorite app store. It'll be uploaded there as soon as it is available, and of course at the OJLL on your favorite social media channels. Third power play of the game coming for St. Catharines. They go backdoor and it's in. Takes all of 13 seconds.
And there's just a view of what the Athletics are so good at. They're passing. They will really just create opportunities, open space on the floor that usually isn't there. As we take a little look here, just able to pull the defenders quite well and just able to sneak right behind and score pretty much from the goal line there on Redlick. As the Athletics are definitely fired up for that one as they bring it back to yet another 2-goal game. And they'll try to keep that momentum in their side of the court as it seems to be just going back and forth here in Game 5.
Well, I was going to say the same. I don't remember the last time we had a 3-goal lead in this series. Those have been hard to come by, but you're right. Every time that one team has scored, very quickly the other one has followed suit, and St. Catharines does it again with their second power play goal of the afternoon. Zachary Toll's got 3 points now. Same story, Rawson with 4. That his second assist. Tapper out of the corner, Langille. A couple extra whacks as he was standing on the doorstep of the crease. Josh Ford here to bring it out. He'll slow things down. A pre-season trade that actually looked pretty good between, I believe it was Burlington and St. Catharines. Jeff Chotsky, a busy man throughout this season, trying to make sure St. Catharines have a good showing at the Minto Cup as the host team. Lucas Nielsen back to the far side. Rawson, jab step. He'll play it back to Bucktooth, trying to return the favor to Nielsen on the quick stick. And I think he just missed because Redlick only had a toe on the line here on the near side. Robinson leading Soroketti. Big block in front, Connor Blondin, and Robertson is back out there, but noticeably limping as he heads off to the bench. Sutter Pilon, one-on-one with Baxter. Will bounce it back up top here to Cody Innes. Chuck Rawson around the Howard screen. Back to Toll, backdoor again. And Toll was celebrating, thought it was in. It rolled off the side of the net.
Yeah, that was a close one. You saw the early celebration, but I believe Redlick just got a piece of it and it just rolled into the back there.
Steve Toll not happy with that play. Over on the bench, very animated pretty much at all times, but even more so there. Outside bouncer from Little John gets in on Wilson. Big disagreement over this rebound that goes to the far boards. Oldman's got it in his stick, turns for a run, shoots, and Wilson will step up to meet it.
The pad just sucked in that shot there and held the rebound in, giving Athletics a little time to regroup here with not a lot of pressure coming out of the defensive zone.
Jameson Bucktooth one-on-one with Weatherup. This time he'll get shoved all the way outside the restraining line. Working it back here for Rawson. He collides and knocks down Max Taylor. Rawson again shot off the end boards. Outlet pass here, drops in front of Weatherup. On his wrong side, gonna shoot anyways. Tried to fake out Wilson, faking low, going high, off the shoulder, out of play. Fresh 30 coming here for Whitby.
Yeah, Wilson just snuck that shoulder up just to stop it, as it was definitely gonna go top right if Wilson didn't stand in front of that one.
Byrne. Looked like he was going to wheel over the top, just slammed on the brakes and shot from the outside. Took a couple extra cross checks. Had a peek at the official. Langille. Far side, Belair was looking up top, goes back down low, and Julian Belair completes the hat trick in style.
What a finesse goal that was, diving across the creases. There's some chatter between Little John and number 77 of the Athletics, Pilon. Some chatter there, trying to get in the heads, maybe trying to distract them from what happened. But what a goal that was from Belair to grab the third just on the line, able to tuck it over the shoulder of Ty Wilson. And that's got to feel good if you're Belair, especially doing it. And then, yeah, we see some chatting there between Langer, a couple of the players in the Athletics, and Littlejohn just gets in there to stop it, try to not soil the moment there for Belair and maybe take a penalty that's not wanted. As Byrne starts the offense up top.
Well, I think Littlejohn, recognizing his team was about to go up on the man advantage, just their second of the game, and didn't want to lose the power play. It starts with an outside shot, but you're right, good opportunity here. Off the Belair. Hat-trick goal. Langill on a 4-point evening. Outside Ford. One-on-one with Lee. Ford a long way from home, going to shoot from distance. Why not? Ty Steenhouse scored like that in this building. Back in game number 3, here comes Lee rushing in. Gets knocked down after that shot went wide. Going to fall right back into the stick of Robert Baxter. He gets a round of applause from the coaching staff as he comes off. Under 5 minutes to play here in the second period. Penalty not on the clock here in-house. Soroketti from the outside. Drops Wilson to a knee. Will expire at the 3:40 mark, so over halfway gone. As Ari Steinhaus will slow things down. Plays it down the wall, looking for Innes. That one bounces away. And Belmonte will jog it across center. One former Excelsior to another. Belmonte to Byrne. Now to Littlejohn, the former Pickering Panther. Byrne to Littlejohn, outside shot. That one just wide. It's going to bounce back as he was trying to muscle his way away from Logan Fletcher. It'll be Fletcher for the Athletics. In all alone, the shot. Redlick will stop it again. Breakaways, the story of last night's game, and more of them here in this one. Sutter Pilon nearly left early with Robinson cutting in front of him. Hidden ball play. Weatherup still with it in the red sneakers. Max Weatherup now will come across the floor to Soroketti for real. Has Langill off the pick and roll. Langill's lost his stick and the ball. Littlejohn, same story. Soroketti picks all of them up and then shot wide and then gets drilled hard into the end boards. This could be a problem.
As Warriors players come running in just to see if anything's going to happen. That was a hard cross-check little hit there into the back of the boards, and it's not something you want to see often, but that's just the physicality of this series here on full display here tonight. Just back and forth, just doing anything to get the edge. With just hit after hit, and
officials will discuss, and penalized player has gone off the bench and down the tunnel. I don't know if he was told to by the officials or did so on his own.
As we take a look here.
Soroketti did get up and leave under his own power.
Yeah, head first straight in the boards. Didn't have the ball, just
check from behind will be the call.
Pilon is not happy about that as he talked a little with the official, and when he came off into the box, he showed us some emotion with the stick. His emotions are high here tonight. Do or die for both teams. Lots of graduating players having potentially their last game here in the OJLL.
So here in the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League, you can have a 4-minute double minor, which they've decided to do. You can up it to 5 or more if needed, and the first power play works with Littlejohn shooting from the outside.
And there's the captain just doing what he does best, scoring. He had about 56 goals, just around that in the regular season and through these playoffs, and he just steps up from the left side and just a little underhand up top shot just to beat Ty Wilson. That's just disgusting right there, and he's fired up, and the home crowd loves it. As you see, they're banging on the glass there, and the Warriors are starting to peel away a little bit here Now, you love taking advantage of the power play given at hand, as they still have 2 more minutes of the man advantage here in the third, and Warriors take the face-off and get right back to work here with 3 minutes left and 2 minutes left on the power play.
Crowd starting to get on the back of Ty Wilson now after the second power play goal of the game for the Warriors. 2 for 3 coming into the back half of this double minor. Byrne going to walk it through a number of moves before trying to go over top of Wilson.
Really caught a flame here tonight, just taking every opportunity to the net, as many stick handles as he can, just to try to get Wilson off his mark.
2.5 left to go here in the period. 4-2 after one, 4-2 already here in this second for the Warriors, who will go cross crease now. Low shot, Tryson Stewart skips off a leg and goes wide. It'll still be recovered though by Little John. They did give him a reset. Byrne will go up top. Soroketti back out there after taking that hit. Belair directing traffic with the head. Return pass in the corner. Someone missed a signal there between Soroketti and Belair as Nathan Fear brings it down. Found Rawson cutting off the bench. Fear picks it up and shovels wide past what was an empty net with Redlick down and out. Toll posturing up against his man, allowed Baxter to pick up. And now Byrne wants to slow things down with 34 seconds remaining here in the power play. Minute 34 left to go in period number 2. Little John through Byrne down to the corner. Soroketti. Gesso back up top. Belair and Gesso. Ducks, takes it in. Rebound rolls back in the direction of Soroketti, and pulling it out is Little John. Escapes the clutches of Mitchell Armstrong. Final few seconds of the power play. Warriors are going to drop to 2 and 4 in that department, but still lead by 4. One of the largest leads in the last 3 games of this series. Byrne corrals it in the corner, spins back, shoots off the shoulder of Wilson. It'll roll back into the corner. Athletics get there first. It's Ari Steinhaus. Steinhaus up towards center. Logan Fletcher only with 8 to get across center. Just barely made that count with Tapper in his face. Here's Zachary Toll, one-on-one with Oldman. Goes back to Nielsen, the shot. Comes out of the Whitby crease, and the stick of Oldman up to Tapper, and timeout signaled for the Warriors. Here with 24 seconds left to go in the period, both teams will have 1 remaining for the final period.
Yeah, the Warriors have really turned up in these last 5 minutes of the period, and they've caused a lot of turnovers on both ends of the courts, whether that be continuing to gain possession in the offensive zone or just shutting down the Athletics. And it's kind of been the story right now, I feel, is heading for the second period is the goaltending. Redlick has just really been good between the pipes. He's been pretty locked down, a lot of shots all over the net. He's been able to get his body there. Very mobile, very big body in the net. Where Wilson has been making some saves, but he's had a couple of moments where they've slipped past him. The shots down low have got past, and Warriors have just been really crashing the crease, giving him a lot of looks.
Looking at Ollie Vagno as well on the right side of your screen, the graduating goaltender for the Athletics. Last couple years, it's been him and Wilson kind of back and forth who was going to be the starter. And Wilson grabbed it away from 0-0 coming into the playoffs and has been fantastic through the first 4 games. Really a coming out party of sorts for number 48 in blue. Here's the offensive huddle. Back the other way, you see Byrne, Little John, Gesso, Belair, Langeal, and it looks like Soroketti involved in this conversation. Oldman and Tryson Stewart as well. You can only pick 6 here.
It's interesting what the coaching staff of the Warriors draw up here. You know, there's 24 seconds left. You have a comfortable 4-0 lead, but they're going to try to grab another one here late just to continue to nail the hammer down into the Athletics and take this game 5 and push them onto the second round.
Soroketti quickly through Belair, already with a hat trick. Bouncer from Gesso to Soroketti. Keep your eye in the corner on Little John. 10 seconds left to go in the period. Byrne heads it in that direction. Belair to the crease. Langeal, low shot. Rolls past a diving Soroketti. Out and down floor, the quick stick off the bench Rawson trying to beat the horn and can't. His Athletics trail by 4, trying to keep their season alive. Whitby on the verge of clinching things here on home floor. Going to be a thrilling 20 minutes coming up.
Yeah, it's been just like a repeat of the first period there, just back and forth, except the physicality has just enhanced quite even bit more. Lots of hits, a little bit talking after the whistle, getting in the faces, just trying to ruffle the feathers on both sides of the court, just try to get that extra edge aside from actually playing lacrosse.
We'll see what the final 20 have in store. Be sure you come back in this deciding Game 5. Whitby up 8-4 after 2. You're watching the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League playoffs from here at Iroquois Park.
No helmets, no masks, inferior equipment, wooden stick, no room for a coward.
When Zosky and Wayne Goss, they used to go out when we had to kill a penalty, and they rag the ball for 2 minutes. No, you couldn't get the ball off them. And then after 2 minutes, they go down and score.
And kids would walk around with a lacrosse stick then, the way they walk around with a cell phone today.
So we had two of the best, probably the best, Wayne, best centermen in Canada on our team.
So we won in 85, we won in 86, and in 87 we could have won again. Like nobody was going to come close to us in the Senior B.
The thing with Vancouver was in those days they were the roughest, meanest, nastiest team around. And they would do things that, you know, they'd be thrown in jail for if they did them today.
And I agreed because I figured it wouldn't take too much time. Of course, coaching doesn't take a lot of time, right?
We had no superstars in our days. There was superstars in the league like Jack Bionda and Bobby Allen, and you can name a lot of the Easterner players. But in the West, there were really no spectacular players like that. They were basically just hard, sound, basic lacrosse players.
I play goalie, so they call me Seymour Shots. I didn't duck. I never ducked. I got it, bang, you know. So it's just like getting punched in the jaw.
When the Salmon Bellies went into somewhere, people just, you know, the hate was palpable, and it fueled the game.
We had about 12 legitimate Junior A players in Manitoba, our whole league, because we had a Manitoba Junior Senior League at the time. So we had to pick up 3 or 4 juveniles to play.
Bobby Allen was the best all-around player I've ever seen. He was just a total lacrosse player.
The idea of getting to go to Victoria, they had Jim Veltman, they had John Tavares, Caleb Toth, like it was a pretty stacked team. And I thought, well, I got a chance maybe of winning a Mann Cup here. So I jumped at that chance.
And not only did they not expect us to actually start the brawl, we finished it. And it just changed the whole complexion of the game.
When Gaylord came one Saturday, it was like a celebrity was in town. Every kid was there getting their shirts signed, their sticks signed, and balls signed, and he was showing them little tricks. And
they suspended us all for 5 years, the whole team, which they did it too fast. First, they should have thought a little bit longer about it.
If you could get a team that felt they were a team rather than a bunch of individuals, then they knew how to win.
We had a girls' box lacrosse team in Mimico before girls ever played box. We had a little house league team.
I was pretty fortunate to be able to win a Mann Cup, Minnow Cup, and World Championship and a Pro League Championship.
It was one year, 1949, I went to Peterborough. I played for their first Senior A team.
With guys like Doug McCrory and Cliff Sepka and Les Norman and Ken Audie. Well, they were all on that team when we went up. So it was really fun playing with guys that you watched for 10 years.
And I said, oh, I'd just like to help out. So they made me the equipment manager. Well, before the year was out, I was running the team.
One young person from Brampton his name was Donnie Arthurs, and he played the center. No one ever got the ball off him.
So I always tried cross-checking on the hips. And so guys would crumple if they got hit on the hips because their arms are up like that. And that was one thing. But that's illegal now.
Now, a lot of people would think, you know, not very classy to do it, but I went, it wasn't, but they were doing other stuff that was dirtier than what we were doing. We were just ready to take it head on and say, let's end it.
All hell broke loose for an hour and 15 minutes, and I was up in the press box up top, and within very short time there was a lot of police. There was stuff going on in the stands between Peterborough and Brooklyn. I had never seen anything like it. It was just a full out brawl.
Two people in a game that have the greatest ability to determine the outcome of the game. That's the goalie at either end.
A lot of the guys wanted to check me, so because they wanted to say, well, we stopped Parnell tonight, and that's scoring on us.
I couldn't play for me. I was a ball control freak as a coach. I hated turnovers. As a player, I was freewheeler.
Being a New West kid, obviously Wayne Goss was your favorite player.
I wanted the ball, so the best way I could is win the draw, you know?
It was Goss's 87th Man Cup point, which moved him ahead of Parnell.
I had Bobby Orr come out and try out for my club. And if he hadn't been so involved in hockey, I'd have got him playing lacrosse.
I saw an ad in the newspaper, new junior A team looking for lacrosse players. So I answered the ad, and that was the fateful day that I met Mr. Jim Bishop.
Getting the tar whacked out of you in a Man Cup series is not fun.
As far as I'm concerned, Ray Benny was the second Jack Bionda, skill-wise.
If I could come in a 3-on-2 and I had a guy here and a guy there, and I could fake at that guy to draw the back fin and then throw it behind my back to that guy. It was like switching hands.
Actually, I played junior and senior at the same time, just a backup in senior to the great Bill Whitaker.
Bionda, like, he was a great offensive player, but he said, I tried checking once and I didn't like it, you know. So that was the way he was.
Like when I first started playing, we didn't even wear helmets. And then we got to wearing helmets and never wear masks and stuff like that. And so it advanced to the point now where the entire head is covered and stuff like that. Yeah.
Smooth as butter. Anybody pick this up, throw the ball right to the target immediately. You don't have to practice with this. This is a magic stick.
That's why a lot of guys couldn't play this game very well, because they didn't look after their sticks.
To the chagrin of a lot of coaches, I learned how to do an Indian pickup really, really quickly, and I used to do that when I was running home.
And I set my goals is to change the game so it could be a fast break game, not just a brutal beat each other up game.
I'm 5 feet and I played goal. But there's no one in Brampton had more black eyes than me, because they're all trying to put the ball over my shoulder.
Personally, I think the game has progressed as far as players and on a pretty even keel, and pretty well everything that has been done for a good purpose.
Teams making their way back onto the floor here at the main pad of Iroquois Park Sports Center, a busy place with provincial qualifiers going on and Lacrosse Festival coming up, President's Cup coming up at the end of August. But right now, all eyes on the Whitby Warriors and St. Catharines Athletics. An 8-4 score for the Warriors after 2 periods. Series only with 20 minutes left remaining in it. And it should be a good 20 here teams playing with just 1 day of rest in the last 5. They might as well be in a provincial qualifier schedule right now, these two. And when I tell you, they're tired bodies, everybody's a little banged up. Walking down through the tunnel at intermission, that's almost not an exaggeration. Pretty much every guy limping with tape on something or ice packs, or may need another ice pack here for Soroketi. He's had a rough game. Going to take a shot upstairs here from, I believe it's going to be Ford, and Soroketi's slow to get up. A high stick coming here to St. Catharines.
Yeah, you can tell Ford just did not mean to do that at all. It just kind of happened at the same time. He kind of took a wrong step and it just caught him up there. He tried to say something to the official there, be like, hey, that wasn't on purpose at all. But as soon as that stick touches the helmet and they fall to the ground, there's not much you can do but just take your seat in the box and hope your team can lock it down, especially this early into the third, 27 seconds before they go on the main advantage.
Warriors already with a pair of power play goals on the day. First opportunity, bounces away. Byrne back to Little John. 10 on the shot clock. Nolan Byrne from the outside off of Wilson. It's going to roll back towards the corners. Soroketi there for the pickup. Armstrong on him. He somehow gets dislodged and lands in the crease. 4 goals off 20 shots in that period for Whitby after Ford off 19 in the first. 2 off 15 for the Athletics in the middle frame. So basically carbon copies of the 2 periods, which is not good news for Athletics fans. Toll spins back out of the corner, well fallen. Chopped away from Eddie Faraday. He'll play it up to Robinson. Gets it across center. He'll leave here for Little John and Belair already with a hat trick. Those two playing catch. Little John with a 4-point evening. A goal and 3 assists. Belair with 5 points. 2 apples to go along with his hat trick. Out from the corner, Soroketi to Byrne. I believe was trying to get it to Belair. It bounces off the glass. Nearly ended up in the stick of Ty Gesso in front of the crease.
There's some contention there from the Athletics on a couple passes early here in the first 3 minutes, and they're just able to kind of slow up what the Warriors have been playing on the offense and try to take control here in the third and just bring this game a lot closer than it is.
Toll made the initial move. Now Innes coming to set the screen and will roll back towards the net. Big cutback move and a shot off the arm of Redlick. Nifty little play. Cody Innes came over in that Chuck Rawson trade from Burlington. Another graduate who would love to see his playoff run extend. Trayson Stewart down in the corner for Oldman. Oldman will drag it back. Far side through Langiel. Down in the corner, Stewart. Little John outside shot juggled on the left arm, it looked like, by Wilson, but does keep it in his crease.
Yeah, he was able to bring that rebound in, try to continue that throughout this third period. He's struggled a little bit with keeping the balls in. And there's a nifty goal there as I was taking up the time on the mic, but Athletics get after it quite quick, which is just a nifty little pass in there on a dish just straight over Redlick. As we take a look here, walks in, just a pass off Main Street and just able to get over that right shoulder of Redlick and get it in. And yeah, you got to feel good if you're the Athletics bench coach, just be able to get it early and hopefully continue that momentum.
Lucas Nielsen on the board, seems to show up in the biggest moments, doesn't he? Showing up from New Westminster at the trade deadline. As we said, the overtime winner here in this building to win game number 3. Perhaps starting the comeback here for the Athletics. A flip pass, Langiel to Byrne. Oh, kick save and a beauty from Ty Wilson.
That was just a great save. Really able to kick his leg out there and just get his body over and just stop.
Rawson out to the far side. Big head fake. No help coming off the bench. Rawson will now wait for the one-man change. with speed. Lucas Nielsen going to take it all the way to the rack. Rebound into Lee's stick. Took an extra shove from Bucktooth behind the play. Taylor will leave it here after faking for Jesso to Littlejohn. In the stick of 7 for real now. Jesso, the former Kitchener-Waterloo product. Back to Belair to Littlejohn in front. Had an open lane to shoot and got it, but Wilson stood in the way. Bomb pass down to Toll, a couple fakes, and a split save now from Redlick.
What a feed pass that was, and a great opportunity for the Athletics, and then Redlick was able to really just step up there and shut down what was coming his way.
Last couple days, these teams have had their odd man advantages, but at the end of the day, it's been the last man back, both goaltenders that have stolen the show in that department. Not to be this time, though, as Littlejohn from the outside gets it to go.
Just an amazingly placed shot there. He had some time, he had some space, and he was able to just take his stick and just put that ball exactly where he wants. As we take a look here, he breaks away a little bit, little confusion. Great pick there from number 17, Jack Oldman, and Littlejohn was just able to place it really well right underneath the hand of Wilson, and he's going to be happy with that. Kind of pretty similar to the goal he had in the last period. Just has the time and space, has the lane, and able to put it just exactly where he wants it. And Wilson's going to want to shake that off, as he was having just a great performance so far in this third. A couple good saves there, but Captain Littlejohn was able just to seal away his second of the game and continue to keep the Warriors up with their 4-goal lead so far here in Game 5.
Nolan Burns' first assist of the game. Ryan Langill and Littlejohn, both their 5th points. As the Warriors remain up by 4, 9-5 now. Look out by the open door over by that Whitby bench. Nathan Fear nearly introduced. Chuck Rawson out of the corner. We'll play it back to a high-stepping Armitage. Trailing the play, Meridian couldn't get to Nielsen. Through the middle, tried to still bat it into the crease.
Yeah, he took a couple notes from the Blue Jays there, just took contact on the ball.
Littlejohn has a man off the bench. Jesso down to the boards for Byrne. Nolan Byrne gonna roll it back across. Not far enough for Stewart, taking on a double team. Nearly able to pick it up, and they're gonna call him through the crease. Trying to battle for that.
Right foot just crossed over, as I feel like the Warriors would have came out with that. The foot just touched that orange circle. See Athletics look to come to life here. Big save from Reddick on the crease.
Rebound up here to Baxter. He's up with Lee. Evan Lee had thoughts about shooting. He'll go back to Littlejohn. Hattrick watches on for the captain. Same story, number 14. Langill will bounce it back. Byrne with it now. Nolan Byrne shoveling it back in the direction of the crease. That play broken up, but Ari Steinhaus back down. Soroketti chasing, not going to get there. It's in.
It didn't work the first time. Try it again, because might as well go their way. Steinhaus able to tuck away that second opportunity here in the third. So take a look, just a beautiful stretch pass down the field, and he's able to just put the burner on and get in close, and just tucks it left side right under the stick hand of Redlick, and that's going to feel good, especially just been trying that a couple times this game, to have one drop, have one go your way. Athletics look to just continue rolling and maybe try that a couple more times.
Wouldn't be surprised, as we said, both teams have had their chances on the breakaway over the last few games. Low shot here from Littlejohn, stepping up on him. Mitchell Armstrong may have deflected it. Now Armstrong brings it out in transition. Philadelphia product in the NLL. Here's Rawson from the outside. Rawson to Innes. Playing back through Howard. Gavin Howard's twister misses Rawson in the corner. Under 5 to shoot. Rawson will take it in. Actually pulled it back. It looked like the first step was going to be the shot. And that's a nifty little play for number 33, except it can't beat the shot clock. Belair and Langeal now to Byrne on the boards. Owen Byrne to Belair. Big fake. He's in all alone off the shoulder of Wilson. Belair's had his space tonight. A 5-point evening and a hat trick. Armitage. Bucktooth. Trying to keep it going for the Ace. Little shovel pass in the direction of Armitage, cutting to the net. He's got to recover. Wheel over the top. That one got past Redlick, but then bounced off the end boards, coming right back to Cromer. Ben Cromer turns back at the line. Bounces it far side. Soroketti, the long rainbow pass to Littlejohn. Weatherup thought better of the dive play. Soroketti here. Littlejohn got dropped. Soroketti through the middle, scores.
What a goal there was there, and then Warriors are getting in the head a little bit after that, and the Athletics just chatting them up, but what a athletic goal that was from Soroketti. If you take a look, just holds off, walks in, and just fires a contested low hand that just finds its way top right, beating Wilson. Just so buttery smooth, and he's really happy with that, as that is just one hell of a goal. As there's a little bit of pushing and shoving actually down by Wilson there in the crease as things start to heat up even more. As these teams start to try to get in each other's heads just as we hit the second frame of this third period.
You can see Steve Toll not happy with the explanation he was getting from two officials. Sean Grenier runs down floor to our left to break up Weatherup, and can't see who the Athletics player. Not too much, just jockeying for position here off the face-off. A reminder is there's a delay for this draw with both sides speaking to the officials. You can download the official Ontario Junior Lacrosse League app from your favorite app store or visit OntarioJuniorLacrosse.com for the second round schedule when it becomes available. I know some of the top seeded teams, Orangeville and Toronto, next round have already started talking about their schedules. And it should be released in the next couple days with this the final game yet to go, and another penalty coming up here to Ford, his second trip to the box. It'll be a holding goal.
Yeah, he just held on to, I didn't see who the player was, just a little too long and just stopped the play there. And the Warriors get to go on another power play. They've had a couple here tonight, and they've scored on two for sure as they try to get that 11th goal here and just continue to build that lead here in the third.
Soroketti's going to quarterback the power play. Littlejohn in the corner. Belair now over the top for Byrne. He'll drag out the shot. Belair up top. He'll pull it down as well. The twister in on Wilson. Off the bench. Look out. Here comes St. Catharines again. Toll from his wrong side. Did well to pick it off the turf and then just missed the foot of Redlick.
Yeah, Redlick was just got his right foot out there to stop it, but what a great shot that was offhand. To try to get one back here.
Littlejohn to Byrne. A little double clutch there from Littlejohn. Byrne takes a bump back to the restraining line, not before he can knock it back in the corner. Intended for Soroketti, but Armstrong steps in front of that, ends up stepping on the ball, and will hold on for the shot clock violation. 50 seconds remaining in this, the fifth power play of the game on the side of the Warriors. 10 seconds away from the halfway mark of the period. Some oohs and ahs as Nielsen took a whack cutting through the front of the crease. Nielsen back up top, a heavy screen into the back of Baxter. Then swung his stick back at Innes, who goes off hobbling. Ethan Lee to Byrne, in and out of his stick. I think they were trying the hidden ball play with Little John. That'll give it away every time. Little John and Byrne. Still just the two of them on this latest set. And Little John looking 5-hole, just enough to spin the stick, but no more. 9 few seconds of the power play. Whitby now 2 for 5 on the man advantage, but they lead 10-6 here with 9.5 left to go in regulation. Rawson here to Bucktooth. Outside changeup. Fools Redlick.
That
He
is
was,
just...
sorry, headed left. Ball went right.
And that is just one hard shot to pull off. Have your body moving one way and the ball go another, as we take a look and just see the kind of the wizardry that happened here. Stepping backwards and just completely fools Redlick as he's moving one way thinking, and it just sneaks its way in on the right side, and that is just one hell of a shot.
That's gross.
From Bucktooth. Make me feel a little sick up here. I want to give me a bucket. So the Athletics are bring it back to a 3-goal game, as all these have been really, really close, and it's not over yet.
Bucktooth's second of the game. Another point for Nielsen, another one for Rawson. Chuck Rawson has 5. Here's Owen Lee. Good start for the Athletics. Can't trade goals now, though. Need start putting a run together. Byrne backs into fear. Back up top, Little John wheels over the top. Lucas Littlejohn still with it. Langiel sets the screen off of Wilson. Weather up will control the rebound, and they want him to take it all the way back out. Looked like they wanted him all the way up top with a change coming from the bench, but Weather up still has it. Soroketti to the outside. Byrne. Weather up. Shoots and scores!
What a response from Weather up. Just really working the ball really well with his offense, and he was able to really get a lot of power off that shot, stepping in quite nicely as we take a look. A great first screen there to get open. Gets the ball, and just a hard shot from up top, just zooms right past the blocker hand of Wilson, and there's not much you could do about that. When it's coming in that fast with a little bit of a screen in front from the defender, it's hard to keep an eye. He was just there, but the zip on that ball had other decisions, other plans. So Weather up brings back a 4-goal lead here. With 8 minutes to go in the third.
Max Weather up, the rookie, starting to join some of these veterans who are scoring, as Byrne adds his 4th point. Soroketti, his 2nd assist. Ty Wilson coming to the bench with under 8 to go. Needing a run, the Athletics. Quick stick, Redlick did not catch it, it's in. Thought he came across in time, but the extra attacker play works.
Yeah, I thought Redlick had it the way he was able to get across that crease and really sprawl his body, but he's down. He might be hurt here as the trainer is called on. But what a play there as we look at here. Just worked the ball quite well. Fake shot to a pass, just a little quick one-timer. Quick stick, and he did look like he got a little bit of a piece of it, but it rolled in, and what a stretch that was for Redlick, but not enough. As Zachary Toll comes with the answer, as Redlick is just slow to his feet, talking to the trainer. So he gets a round of applause from the home crowd here as he looks to stay in and continue being that brick wall that has really helped the Warriors shut down any momentum the Athletics has. It seems he's been able to make some unbelievable saves here tonight, and he's just been a solid piece of this group here throughout the entire season, especially in this first round.
Again, though, can't trade goals if you're the Athletics. Need to put a run together. Cooper Wilson is gone and got the uppers on just in case. Here for Redlick, who does stay in, like you said. Some discussion as well after some time ran off the clock. You see that got put back on here in-house. After the extra attacker play works to perfection for Bucktooth and company. Backdoor here's Little John. Had all kinds of time to settle that one down. And again, can't put it through the 5-hole. Keep one eye on Wilson here, see if they run it again. Fletcher quickly back to Ross, and Redlick went down, ball went high. And did not go for a shot. This will be halfway through the shot clock as Rawson sets up again. There goes Wilson to the bench. Chuck Rawson behind his back. Bucktooth looking quick stick one more time, but the tail end pass was wide of the mark. Looked like Nielsen was about to circle the crease anyways, and now give it up here by Whitby. Tripped down to a knee. Robertson already banged up here in this game, and Wilson was halfway to the bench, now pulls back. Rawson has a lane to the net, takes it in, and that shot just skips wide into the corner. Innes and Toll in there for St. Catharines. And Cromer nearly picked it up. Gets help from Owen Tapper, and it's already back down in St. Catharines territory. Owen Lee leading the charge. And that skips off a couple boards, and then the glass back towards center. Picked up here, Robinson. Gonna save the possession. No over and back off the rebound from the shot there, so fresh 30 seconds, Whitby. Ethan Lee to Julian Belair. Approaching 6 minutes left here in the period. 4-goal spread. Belair throws his back into the check. Belair still a long way from home late in the shot clock, and it will expire. Great job done by the Athletics defense.
Really just shut down every option and just kept in that bay to just continue trying to get as much ozone possession time as you have in these last 6 minutes.
There's Ryan Andrews on the last set, by the way. Armitage swarmed by a double team out of his stick. It'll bounce right back to Bucktooth. Toll may have stolen it from his teammate Meridian. Hard shot off the boards. Toll with the catch out in front. Armitage all alone. He gets knocked away from him, and then Nielsen going after it. Hard chop there on Cromer, who responds with a shove. Official jumped in quickly, and we're back underway. Something happened there to Little John at the bench. Nielsen shoving.
Yeah, I think it was just a bit of a drive-by there to go to the bench. So your defense guys get on. He just gave Little John just a little shove there, and he's going to the box for a cross-checking there. And I believe it's Bucktooth who's heading to the sin bin. These things could have got scrappy there, right by the benches. Fortunately, does not go that way, as the officials talked about. A little more there is anything by the benches is a little risky there as we take a little look here.
Yeah, I think it's
just out of the frame, but
out of frame of the camera, unfortunately, but cross-checking call is made against Bucktooth. And I wonder if they were discussing whether or not that happened in the change box, which does come with a misconduct here in Junior A as well. That would be a big loss, with Bucktooth scoring 3 goals here in the game. Big catalyst for the Athletics, and probably would be if they are to come back in this game. Byrne up top now, the 6th power play chance for the Warriors. Soroketti to Little John, far side. Stewart on the crease. Byrne got dropped after shooting it off the crossbar up out of play.
Seen Byrne go a lot for those jumping shots over Wilson, and it's definitely not going to stop anytime soon as they get back to work on the penalty power play. Sorry.
Whitby Miners serenading Bucktooth, who's in the penalty box here for another minute and 12 seconds. Little John outside, that patented low shot, and what's becoming a patented low save from Ty Wilson.
Yeah, it seems that the last 5 or 6 from Little John have gone in that exact location, and Wilson has really been able to get down quick and make sure nothing gets past him into the back of the netting.
Rawson over the top, found a pass to Meridian, backdoor scores.
And there's a great little passing play on the penalty kill. Definitely a punch in the gut for the Warriors as we take a look at this play. It's hard to get free when you're down a man, but
pass, though.
Just right through over about 3 defenders and just puts it far side, just over the shoulder of Redlick, and bounces it like a trampoline. That's how high it was. There's absolutely no give in the netting there. And Athletics have yet to give up here with 4 minutes to go. Still down a man with 51 seconds left on that penalty kill, as hopefully look to get another shorthanded goal as the Warriors take possession here off the faceoff.
They've given it to Colton Armitage, the shorthanded marker. Rawson getting his 4th assist as the outside shot here from Littlejohn will come back to Byrne. He's just got to whip it behind his back as the shot clock was about to sound. 14 seconds remaining here in the penalty to Bucktooth. St. Catharines can take it all the way down, but then need to find the gas pedal. They need to do it in a hurry with about 3 minutes left with 4 minutes here on the clock. Bucktooth will come in and stay on for offense. Rawson driving his way. He'll play it back to Bucktooth. Faked like he was going to run across crease. I think everybody in the building knew that shot was coming from number 44. Oldman sneaks past Rawson. Nearly put him in the penalty box. Bucktooth has stayed back. That's what Oldman's trying to get the defense's attention. They will put one man back, Owen Lee. Big high step for Byrne. And a well-timed stick check by Baker to take that one away.
Very textbook there. The coach got to love that one.
On the run, Ford scores!
And Josh Ford is
Pardon me,
fired
that's
up.
Trent Robertson.
Robertson is fired up after that one as he is wastes no time getting on the bench just to get things going again as we take a look here. Little transition goal. He comes running down and his mind the whole time was shoot, and he just gets it right past Redlick. He doesn't seem like he even stopped running after that goal. I think he just went straight to the benches. The Athletics bring it to 1 here with 2:27 left on the clock, and be interesting to see if they do anything with the goalie or if they just keep him in net and hope the offense can get it done without the extra man. But what a game it has shaped up to be here at Iroquois Park.
Do you expect anything less with the last two requiring a little bit of extra time? Now we're in a 1-goal game yet again. There have been late heroics in the last two. The Athletics have even more in them. It'll be the Warriors right now with Soroketti. Weather up top, feeds it through to Byrne. Nolan Byrne into the corner. He'll wheel for Soroketti. Oh boy, that one from long range nearly fooled Wilson.
Yeah, with that came close. Just clipped his top of his left shoulder there. That was a dying shot that Whitby would have loved to go in as Wilson makes his way a little bit out of his net, seeing if there's going to be any call for him to get off, but the Athletics get to work. And
Bucktooth trying to finesse it past the screen. Trent Robertson, by the way, playing in game number 74 of his Junior A career over 4 seasons. That is goal number 3 of his career, and it comes at a great time. Byrne down the boards. Julian Belair. Gonna pass it back to Littlejohn, just missed. Loose ball up for grabs. Littlejohn can't take it over the back of Armstrong. He'll pick it up as we head into the last minute, and Steve Toll gonna waste no time setting up the last shot play.
yeah, this is a huge play here for the Athletics. It's almost do or die as they get to the drawing board and see what they can get done here. You know, you have a minute and 1, I believe, left on the clock, and most likely 1 or 2 possessions left, and they're going to try to draw something up here. They had one of their plays work nicely earlier in the game when they took Wilson out to score with the extra man, so it's going to be interesting what they can do here. And the Warriors are just going to be thinking they got to lock down hard. They're going to have their Jack Oldman, all their top defenders out there just trying to lock it up to see what the playoffs are looking to shape up to, and the round 1 final scores here.
Yeah, so the Orangeville Northmen awaiting their opponent. They'll play the lowest seed remaining, which right now is Peterborough. If St. Catharines wins, we've got Orangeville, St. Catharines, and then Toronto and Peterborough. If Whitby win, Orangeville, Peterborough, Toronto, and Whitby in the next round. And only about a minute or so left to decide who those opponents are going to be. Will be started on the outside. Keep your eye off the bench. Wilson is headed there. His replacement, Toll. Back across, intended for Bucktooth off his stick. Wilson headed back towards the cage. Weatherup down the floor. And it'll be Wilson that'll get there first. Max Weatherup wants to kill time off the clock. Wants to head it to the crease now. And brief contact made as Wilson came up to meet Weatherup. Gets a bit of a shove, lost his stick. St. Catharines back with 35 seconds left to go. Rawson and Bucktooth. Wilson to the bench. Nielsen through Toll. They'll work it to Chuck Rawson. Toll from his wrong side. That hits off the leg of Oldman and down to the corner. Owen Lee gets there first, grabs the rebound. 8 count is on here for Whitby, and they'll call timeout so they can escape the pressure in the corner. Fans appreciate the effort and perhaps can sense a second round berth, but not yet. Remember, late in the 8 count. About 17 seconds remaining in regulation too, so going to be a race to the center line here when we come out of the timeout.
Yeah, this is going to be a full court press. Everyone's man's going to be blocked up, and the pressure from the Athletics is going to be unlike no other on the Warriors as they just try their best to cause a turnover, get enough time just to get the ball and grab a quick shot on Redlick. But things have looked to be leaning towards a Warriors escaping this game, but as for no one, or everyone would have thought, a very close one here at Iroquois Park with 11-10, a 1-goal lead the Warriors hold as their timeout expires, and going to get underway for this next exciting 17 seconds to see if we're heading to overtime or not.
1,500 people watching us live. We thank you all for tuning in. Be sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any of the action. Once the second round schedule is released, our broadcast schedule will soon follow. 15 seconds left to go. Ty Wilson still on the bench. Whitby still trying to escape their own zone. It's given up. It's Ford. Low shot. Redlick saves it from the 5-hole. He's going to launch it down floor. Picked up by St. Catharines. Perhaps one more chance as it's cut off from Rawson. Shoveled back towards the corner. And we've got a scrum back at the side of the crease. Look out here as Whitby's coming in to celebrate. They're going to head to the second round. Hopefully without incident. Looks like the officials will, well, maybe not speak too soon with Josh Ford still in the corner there. There's a couple Athletics who remember their season not over. They do have a berth into the Minto Cup as the host team, and I don't think the officials are going to let there be handshakes at the end of this round.
Yeah, that would be just a recipe for disaster as the crowd gets into it. You see goaltender Cooper Wilson just firing up everyone as the Warriors are heading on to the second round of the OJLL playoffs, and what a matchup that was here tonight. Nothing short of the expectations that have been drawn up all series long, with it going back and forth as the crowd is loving what's going on here. As Athletics just kind of have to reset. You know, they're still in this for the Minto. They're not playing for the Ontario Cup, but they will be playing for the Minto as they just have to recollect their thoughts, and just this isn't the end of it, as we will be seeing a handshake line here. Could be a little bit of a risky decision here, but nonetheless, both these teams fought their hearts out here in this first round.
Well, I think everybody realizes once that horn goes and the whistles go and all things are done, hopefully, I mean, this is one of the best traditions going, and everyone will take it seriously. But like you said, this St. Catharines team not done. They will be in the Minto Cup, but they wanted to be there on merit and not by invitation. So a tough loss for them. Especially, you know, you think of the guys like Ty Stainhouse can't play today, Keaton Zavitz. I know a lot of the other guys banged up. Jake Wright probably would have played in this series too, but Trent Robertson limping out there. There are guys on both ends that are going to need some ice baths before they play more lacrosse, and a chance for St. Catharines to heal some of those bodies, perhaps before they go into that championship series. It all starts August the 16th to the 24th at the Meridian Center in St. Catharines. TheMintoCup.com is where you can find the schedule and ticket information.
Yeah, it's going to be a great playoffs, but now you just got to look forward to the second round. And for the Warriors, they're going to have a tough one. You know, it starts pretty soon. A lot of their players are still battled up, banged up quite a bit. The Athletics are going to have quite a break, but the Warriors, they're going to try to keep this momentum up. Maybe not have such a close series going next, but they're definitely going to be still fighting away as we take a look at what's going to be shaping up for next round.
So Orangeville, Peterborough is the next matchup. Toronto and Whitby. Toronto's game is being played at Pickering Arena. Again, download the official Ontario Junior Lacrosse League app. Subscribe here to the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League YouTube channel. That's where the information will be once the schedule is made, what our broadcast schedule is going to be, as well as we head down the stretch. Going to be a fantastic semifinal series. Eric McDougall, thanks for joining us today.
Always a pleasure.
And our thanks to Gary Morrison, our producer and director today, the JVI Sports Network, the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League. For all of them, my name's Matthew Carrick. Thanks for tuning in today from Iroquois Park Center in Whitby. The Warriors move on to the second round. We'll talk to you then.